Hello there, and welcome back to the intY OnDemand webinar series. My name is Philip Kidd, and I'm the Azure Practice Lead for the US here at intY. I'm happy to be with you today to discuss Microsoft Defender for Cloud and how you, as a partner, can utilize the many tools and features provided by Microsoft to help you secure and protect multi-cloud and hybrid environments for your customers. First of all, let's have a brief look at what we'll cover in today's session. We'll start off with an overview of Defender for Cloud, and from there, jump into the business challenges, benefits, and best practices around implementing Defender for Cloud that will ensure success for you and your customers. We'll also take a few minutes to provide a walkthrough of some of the Defender for Cloud features as they appear in the environment. And finally, we'll touch on the next steps for partners ready to get started and provide some resources to that end, as well as some answers to frequently asked questions. So let's go ahead and get started with an overview of what exactly Microsoft Defender for Cloud is and how it benefits your customers. If you've had any experience with Microsoft's cloud security offering, you may already be familiar with the pieces that make up Defender for Cloud. Azure Security Center and Azure Defender are existing solutions that are now under the Defender for Cloud umbrella. Microsoft launched Azure Security Center in 2016, and the product has become a market-leading cloud security posture management solution. Since its launch, the product has constantly evolved to address new and emerging security threats. Combination of changing workloads, increasingly sophisticated attacks, market shifts, and customer engagement have been driving factors for product innovation. In addition to CSPM, threat protection for cloud workloads has become critical in building a cohesive cloud security strategy for customers, and these capabilities were part of Azure Defender. Not long ago, Microsoft introduced capabilities to support multi-cloud environments with the launch of Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud Platform connectors using Azure Arc. In addition, there is native CSPM support for AWS and significant enhancements in onboarding AWS workloads, as well as support for Amazon EKS Kubernetes clusters and AWS EC2. As a part of this shift to support multi-cloud environments natively and better reflect the integrated capabilities of their security offering that help customers secure any cloud platform, Microsoft unified the two product names under the new name Microsoft Defender for Cloud. While it is a new name to highlight the multi-cloud focus, what you need to know is that Azure Security Center and Azure Defender worked together seamlessly before, and that's not changing with the new name. Cloud security posture management and workload protection capabilities will continue to be available from the same console with the same and more of the robust features you've come to expect. So a great overview there helps us to understand the way that Microsoft Defender for Cloud helps provide comprehensive cloud security for not just on-premise and Azure workloads, but also for other cloud environments. As we go further in today's session, we're going to focus on two of the three main aspects of Defender for Cloud: cloud security posture management and cloud workload protection. When it comes to cloud native application protection, both on-premise and in the cloud, Defender for Cloud helps to strengthen and manage security posture by providing visibility to agentless and agent-based scanning, attack path-based prioritization, governance and automated remediation, security compliance management, and insights across multiple workloads. In addition to these CSPM features, when protecting cloud workloads, benefits include full stack threat protection, vulnerability assessments and management, as well as automation with a variety of commonly used industry tools. We'll dig deeper into these benefits later in today's session, but first, let's talk a bit about the business challenges that customers face when it comes to cloud security. The importance of cloud security for SMBs is huge, and the risk associated with using cloud resources without proper security measures continue to increase, making the need for CSPM and workload protection vital to any business. While I don't want to beat anyone up with numbers on this slide, I do want to highlight a few stats that we see when it comes to securing cloud environments and why this topic is so important to SMBs today. With threats such as malware, phishing, and ransomware so prevalent across all cloud environments, it can be a terrifying thought for a business owner or technology decision maker to approach. Unfortunately, the perceived complexity and amount of resources needed to implement a cloud security strategy can lead to some of the numbers you see here. In over half of cases, enterprises don't integrate proper security into their development processes. And if, or worse, when a breach occurs, the average cost of that breach, including the remediation that can and typically is involved, continues to rise, with a staggering number of $4.35 million in 2022. Those numbers make the middle point even more shocking. When decision makers and companies were surveyed, 86% believed that their cybersecurity strategy wasn't what it should be and didn't keep up with the changes over time appropriately. So, how can we as cloud service providers help customers attack this problem in an easily approachable way that inspires confidence? I think one of the main reasons I've found when talking to partners and their customers and understanding those conversations they have with SMB decision makers is that the landscape for cloud security can be overwhelming. There are so many things to consider. The path to building a solution that is comprehensive can sometimes end in fragments of multiple different security products across a business that ultimately becomes difficult to manage, such that usability allows for keeping up with ever changing threats. This is a completely understandable struggle, and I usually recommend starting with standardization on Microsoft. The analogy was given to me of Lego bricks. It's one of those things that has a familiar platform, doesn't it? You know how the pieces work, how they fit together, and even if you're not completely sure how to build something, you're starting with that familiar platform and an ecosystem that you know has a robust support system to help you with any of those challenges. Microsoft very much fits that in the security arena. They have products that are familiar to us. They're trusted and they have a huge pool of resources to help us along the way. When getting started in security, standardizing with Microsoft around things like multi-factor authentication, conditional access, and other straightforward security practices becomes the starting point. And then utilizing tools within Defender for Cloud to enhance that security across on-premise and multi-cloud environments becomes easier because you've used a platform of building blocks intended to make it easier to build a comprehensive security practice. Going further just a bit, I will make a small mention of third-party products that NT has partnership with that are complementary to Microsoft. So, should a customer solution perhaps require some additional bits? We have excellent relationships with industry-leading security providers like Acronis, Bitdefender, and LastPass that can assist with those needs. Moving on to benefits and best practices. Microsoft has had a focus and a commitment on security in the cloud with a continual investment of over $1 billion annually. That investment and knowledge from attempted attacks and breaches over time leads to a core of security and compliance that customers can trust. Let's dig a little deeper into cloud security posture management, cloud workload protection, and the number of benefits and best practices those provide to partners and their customers. One of Microsoft Defender for Cloud's main pillars for cloud security is cloud security posture management. CSPM provides you with hardening guidance that helps you efficiently and effectively improve your security. CSPM also gives you visibility into your current security situation. The key value proposition of the cloud security posture management absolutely revolves around visibility, contextual prioritization, and compliance. Organizations can use Defender CSPM to gain end-to-end visibility with agentless scanning, real-time security assessments, and contextual cloud security with attack path analysis built on top of an intelligent, searchable cloud security graph. So looking into these key features a little bit, agentless and agent-based scanning allows you to get continuous real-time monitoring with agentless vulnerability scanning and gain deeper protection from built-in agents. Data security enhancements and posture management allow for contextual insights so you can identify your most critical risks with integrated insights from SOC, DevOps, Defender External Attack Surface Management, Microsoft Entra Permissions Management, and Azure Purview, all in a single view. This helps reduce overall sensitive data exposure by understanding where the blind spots are. You can also proactively mitigate risk with proactive attack path analysis by using graph-based attack path analysis to explore risk and surface contextual threat data to help prioritize remediation and save mitigation time. Also, centrally manage security policies across your cloud workloads, following best practices with benchmarks for multi-cloud security compliance, as well as defining and managing security governance rules at scale, even able to assign and track responsibility with a central view to help improve organizational efficiency. So Defender CSPM extends free posture management capabilities to help security teams gain full visibility across their multi-cloud and hybrid environments, get integrated contextual risk insights across their infrastructure, quickly identify their most critical risk with attack path analysis, and proactively remediate vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. Also, new integrated data-aware security posture capabilities empower teams to prevent data breaches with full visibility into the multi-cloud data estate and pressing risks to sensitive data. Gain full visibility into your security and compliance posture and understand the most important risks with Defender Cloud Security Posture Management. Another main pillar in Microsoft Defender for Cloud is cloud workload protection. This diagram shows some different workloads that Defender for Cloud protects. Coverage for Azure includes all compute, data, storage, and service layer workloads. On AWS, it includes Amazon EKS, Amazon EC2, unmanaged Kubernetes, and unmanaged SQL. And on GCP, Defender for Cloud protects GKE clusters, Google Compute, unmanaged Kubernetes, and unmanaged SQL. Security stakeholders need an end-to-end multi-cloud security solution, a cloud-native application protection platform. Learning about Defender for Cloud data security enhancements helps strengthen data security posture and protect your data resources at runtime. So, defending your multi-cloud, hybrid, and on-premise environment ensures that you can protect all layers of your multi-cloud and on-premise environment, including critical workloads like servers, databases, containers, storage, and the service layer. With Defender for Servers, you can get advanced protection for your Windows and Linux machines, whether they're on-premise or spread across multiple clouds, including Azure, AWS, or GCP. With Defender for Storage, you can manage the security of your Azure storage accounts and scale your response to threats with centralized controls, contextualized data sensitivity insights, and near real-time malware scanning to stop malware in its tracks. With Defender for Containers, you can increase your visibility into on-premise and multi-cloud container deployments and effectively respond to threats with out-of-the-box protections. And finally, with database protection, you can easily enable threat protection for all database types in your environment, including SQL, open source relational databases, and Microsoft Azure Cosmos DB. So respond to threats in real time by prioritizing your response with correlated alerts and a centralized view that integrates with your security information and events management system. You'll be able to reduce your attack surface by identifying and remediating vulnerabilities before they're exploited and automatically safeguarding new workloads as soon as they're deployed. You can accelerate investigations by staying ahead of cross-platform attacks with integrated investigation and hunting, Microsoft 365 Defender and Microsoft Defender Threat Intelligence. Detect and respond to threats across a wide range of workload types running in Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and on premises with Microsoft Defender for Cloud Workload Protection. Now that we've taken a deeper look at cloud security posture management and cloud workload protection, we'll take a couple of slides here just to review the benefits of Microsoft Defender for Cloud. First and foremost, it's built in with Azure, meaning with Microsoft's cloud computing platform, it has a simplified management and increased visibility into cloud security threats. This includes the fact that there's no deployment needed. It's built into the resource provisioning process, and you can remediate with just one click. We've also talked about the multi-cloud and hybrid support, meaning having the ability to secure on-premise and multi-cloud environments easily and efficiently by providing tools and resources that support a variety of infrastructure environments in one single place. Features like agentless onboarding for AWS and GCP posture management, multi-cloud security benchmarks for compliance, and also tools like Azure Arc for onboarding on-premise resources are all part of the multi-cloud and hybrid support feature. Moving on, advanced threat protection provides threat intelligence to detect and respond to security threats. You have access to real-time threat intelligence and it can help SMBs stay ahead of emerging threats using features like workload-specific signals and threat alerts, and leveraging the power of Microsoft Threat Intelligence with 24 trillion signals daily. Finally, and one of the biggest features is Secure Score and the Cloud Security Graph. We'll get into this a little more in our walkthrough, but Defender for Cloud continually assesses your resources, subscriptions, and organization for security issues. It shows your security posture in the Secure Score, which is an aggregated score of the security findings that tells you your current security situation. The higher the score, the lower the identified risk level. So it gives you that bird's eye view of your security posture. It intelligently prioritizes recommendations, and it helps you track and manage your security posture state over time. Microsoft Defender for Cloud can also automate responses to security threats, such as isolating compromised workloads or blocking malicious IP addresses. The benefits of automation for SMBs include improved response time and reduced risk of human error. With workflow automation, you can assign and trigger logic apps based on security alerts and recommendations, and then notify the relevant stakeholders and apply remediation steps. It's also designed with compliance in mind, so it can help SMBs meet compliance requirements such as GDPR or HIPAA or many others. Azure Security Benchmark provides high-impact security recommendations to secure Azure services and streamlines the process for meeting regulatory compliance requirements. SMBs can typically realize cost savings by using Microsoft Defender for Cloud instead of investing in their own security infrastructure. It's a scalable and cost-effective solution for SMBs of all sizes. And so standardizing with Microsoft Defender for Cloud, as we talked about earlier, instead of that proprietary security infrastructure, means that it's scalable and cost-effective and provides a wide variety of affordable services to protect resources across the environment. And finally, the trusted support of Microsoft, which includes things like 24/7 customer support and access to Microsoft security experts. By managing support requests online directly from the Azure portal and access to an abundance of accessible online resources and the Microsoft support community. Now that we've covered the overview of Defender for Cloud, the business challenges, benefits, and best practices, let's take a moment to do some highlighted walkthroughs of Defender for Cloud dashboards, compliance, and Secure Score. Now, as we begin some of these walkthroughs, please be aware that Azure Security Center became Microsoft Defender for Cloud, as we mentioned earlier in the session. And although we've made some effort to update that name throughout these walkthroughs, some slides may still refer to Azure Security Center in the top left corner rather than Microsoft Defender for Cloud, as they were created before the name change. So first, we'll take a look at the Microsoft Defender for Cloud dashboard. So again, Microsoft Defender for Cloud is a unified infrastructure security management system that strengthens the security posture of your data centers and provides extended direction and response capabilities across your hybrid workloads in the cloud, whether they're in Azure or not, as well as on premises. Defender for Cloud provides you with the tools to strengthen your security posture by assessing your environment and enabling you to understand the status of your resources and whether they are secure. Can protect against threats with Azure Defender, which is integrated into Microsoft Defender for Cloud and assesses your workloads and raises that threat prevention recommendation and threat detection alerts. And it helps you understand and evaluate the state of your regulatory compliance based on industry standards. The Microsoft Defender for Cloud dashboard provides you with the bird's eye view of your Azure environment, enabling you to continuously monitor and improve your security posture. Security Center can manage and enforce your security policies, identify and fix misconfigurations across your different resources, and maintain security compliance. So your first look at the dashboard, you'll notice several components as well as a navigation pane on the left-hand side. Most of the common components are right there in the center. First off, in the top left is Secure Score, which helps you understand the current security posture of your organization. Next to that is regulatory compliance, which shows you the current compliance state of your organization. In the bottom left is Azure Defender, which is an entry point and a view of any Azure Defender alerts. And finally, in the bottom right, inventory, which shows recommendations from Microsoft Defender for Cloud for all of your connected resources. At the top of the dashboard, we can see an overview of your active subscriptions, recommendations, and alerts, as well as your multi-cloud connectors, including AWS accounts and GCP projects. This is an overview of the dashboard, and today we will be taking a look specifically at SecureScore, regulatory compliance, and Azure Defender a little more in depth. So we'll first start with the Azure Defender dashboard. Azure Defender is the integrated cloud workload protection platform, which brings advanced, intelligent protection of your Azure and hybrid resources and workloads. From here, we can click the card for Azure Defender to drill down. Once loaded, we can see the Azure Defender section, which provides security alerts and advanced threat protection for virtual machines, SQL databases, containers, web applications, your network, and more. Enabling Azure Defender brings a wide range of additional security features to your hybrid cloud and multi-cloud environments. We start by displaying your Azure Defender coverage. Here, you can see the resources types that are in your subscription and eligible for protection by Azure Defender. The security alerts area gives you a view of alerts over time and shows potential suspicious activity that should be monitored. Advanced protection allows you to leverage more advanced capabilities and ensures that you get the most out of your Azure Defender offerings. Over to the right, you'll notice Insights, which is a rolling pane of news, suggested reading, and high priority alerts that give you insights into pressing security matters that are relevant to you and to your subscription. Next up, we'll take a look at the regulatory compliance section. Microsoft Defender for Cloud helps streamline the process for meeting regulatory compliance requirements using the Regulatory Compliance Dashboard. We can drill down into this section by clicking the card for regulatory compliance. Once loaded, you can see the status of all the assessments within your environment in the context of a particular standard or regulation. As you act on the recommendations and reduce risk factors in your environment, your compliance posture improves. It's a security basic to know and make sure your workloads are secure, and it starts with having tailored security policies in place. Because all the policies in Security Center are built on top of Azure Policy Controls, you're getting the full range and flexibility of a world-class policy solution. In Security Center, you can set your policies to run on management groups, across subscriptions, and even for a whole tenant. The Azure Security Benchmark is a collection of high-impact security recommendations that customers can use to help secure most services in Azure. The benchmark is structured according to well-known security benchmarks, specifically the CIS control framework, and an additional version aligning with the NIST control framework is planned and upcoming. Since customers often structure their organizational security policies on these frameworks, the benchmark is incredibly helpful in interpreting how the controls are applicable to Azure services. You can also download a compliance report that can be shared with relevant stakeholders by clicking on Download Report in the upper left-hand corner. Once we click on Download Report, it will open the Download Report pane on the right, and we can click to expand the menu for the report standard there. While we can see there are many options, in this case, we'll choose Azure Security Benchmark. And then we can simply click the download button. And we'll then be provided with a report giving us a high-level summary of compliance status for the selected standard based on Security Center assessments data, and it's organized according to the controls of that particular standard. We can see here a quick walkthrough of that report once it's run. The final walkthrough we'll do today is for SecureScore. With Microsoft Defender for Cloud, this is easily one of the most used pieces within the feature set. What we find is that misconfigurations are the number one risk for cloud workloads. Microsoft Defender for Cloud continuously assesses the security state of your cloud resources across virtual machines, networks, applications, data services, and even monitor server workloads running in other clouds and on-premises data centers. It then aggregates all of those findings into a single score so that you can tell at a glance your current security situation. The higher the secure score, the lower the identified risk level. We can drill into secure score by clicking the card in the top left. Once loaded, Microsoft Defender for Cloud provides you with a high-level view of your security posture across your Azure environment, enabling you to continuously monitor and improve your security posture using the Azure Secure Score. This can help prevent common misconfigurations like exposure of sensitive resources to the internet or lack of encryption and missing updates. In the middle of the screen under subscription, we're going to click on the subscription for ASC demo. Secure Score is the foundation of Microsoft Defender for Cloud's security posture management. The Azure Secure Score reviews your security recommendations and prioritizes them for you, so you know which recommendations to perform first. This helps you find the most serious security vulnerabilities so you can prioritize investigation. You can see that Secure Score recommendations are categorized into groups focusing on a specific attack surface. For example, remediate security configurations. This helps you get better visibility into the Secure Score controls that are related. So in the list under controls, we're going to click on remediate security configurations to simulate this control. So once expanded, we can see Microsoft Defender for Cloud continuously discovering new resources that are being deployed across your workloads and assessing whether they're configured according to security best practices. This includes resources in Azure, as well as connected multi-cloud instances homed in AWS and GCP. If recommendations are found, they are flagged, and you get a prioritized list for what you should fix in order to protect your machines. With the many tasks that a user is given as part of a secure score, the ability to effectively remediate issues across a large multi-cloud fleet can become challenging. In order to simplify remediation of misconfigurations on a bulk of resources, you can use the quick fix remediation. This operation will allow you to select the resources you want to apply the remediation to and launch a remediation action that will configure the setting on your behalf. So with that, we're finished with today's walkthroughs, and we're going to move on to some frequently asked questions and next steps and resources. So I pulled a few frequently asked questions around Microsoft Defender for Cloud. The first being, how do I license Defender for Cloud? Microsoft Defender for Cloud is enabled with your Microsoft Azure subscription and can be accessed from the Azure portal. Just as simple as signing into the Azure portal, selecting Browse, and scrolling to Defender for Cloud. Keep in mind, Defender for Cloud free features are included, but can also be supplemented with additional Defender plans and extensions that will be charged on a consumption basis. That leads into the next question, which is, which Azure resources are monitored by Microsoft Defender for Cloud? Defender for Cloud monitors Azure resources, including virtual machine scale sets, and many of the Azure Platform as a Service services that are listed in the product overview inside of Microsoft Learn. These include some of the ones we went through earlier, like Microsoft Defender for Servers, Defender for Containers, Defender for Storage, and many, many more. Defender for Cloud also protects on-premises resources and multi-cloud resources like AWS and Google Cloud, as mentioned. What recommendations are there for compatibility with existing antivirus and/or endpoint detection and response solutions? This answer depends on several factors, such as your operating system and whether you're using Microsoft Defender for endpoint together with your antivirus protection. Typically, if Microsoft Defender is installed, it will need to be disabled or in a passive mode if you're using a non-Microsoft antivirus or endpoint detection and response solution. Depending on the operating system, this may happen automatically or it may have to be configured manually. Again, a great resource on Microsoft Learn is available around Microsoft Defender for Endpoint to help you understand this deeper. Finally, where can I access additional resources? So we'll move on to the next slide and we'll talk about a few of the resources that we recommend. I've highlighted a few of the resources here that I think are probably most important for partners. The first two are around learning and enablement, and then the final resource is around how partners can engage their customers with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. First is Azure Ascend, and that's inty's groundbreaking five-step program that's built around partner growth, and it's powered by our established Azure practice. Azure Ascend can help you accelerate your Azure knowledge through guided e-learning and interactive sessions with our team of experts that allows you to, as a partner, to unlock your full Azure potential. You will receive ongoing support throughout each stage of Azure Ascend to monitor your progress along the way. And along with many other focus areas that we touch on, Microsoft Defender for Cloud is one of the areas we cover in Azure Ascend. We'd love to have you sign up if you're not already and become part of the Azure Ascend program. The next resource is Microsoft Learn. If you're not familiar with Microsoft Learn already, it is essentially Microsoft's way to learn products and services through task-based and interactive learning. And Microsoft Defender for Cloud is heavily covered and includes resources such as quick starts, tutorials, how-to guides, references, and more. Microsoft Learn is a great resource for pretty much anything in the Microsoft ecosystem that you're trying to learn, and I heavily recommend utilizing that for Microsoft Defender for Cloud. The final piece is the Secure Multi-Cloud Environments Workshop, and it can be found in Microsoft's Partner Center. It's a comprehensive guide for partners to introduce their customers to Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Included in the downloadable workshop kit are a variety of resources that help walk through everything from a pre-engagement call, a customer questionnaire, an engagement overview, all the way to resources such as a delivery guide, a results and next steps documentation, and more. So if you have the need to get a customer up and running and introduced to securing multi-cloud environments, I highly suggest going to Partner Center and checking out this workshop and all of the tools and resources therein. That's going to bring our on-demand webinar to a close today, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention our final resource, which of course is our NT team. We're always here for you for this or any other topic, so please feel free to reach out to your Microsoft Business Development Specialist or Cloud Account Manager to learn more about Microsoft Defender for Cloud or any other topic within the Microsoft ecosystem. I want to thank you for your time with me today, for attending this webinar, and we look forward to working with you closely soon. Have a great day.